Welcome to Have a Bible Question Live, where you'll receive a Bible answer to your Bible question. And now, let's study the Bible.
You know, I got to compliment Milestone on that. On that commercial, they are a very warm, loving, kind congregation. When you come in, everybody's going to talk to you. We don't have greeters. I know some congregations do. I'm not knocking that. We don't need them.
You know, I took that the wrong way. I thought when you said I'm going to compliment Milestone, I thought you were going to compliment their preacher.
Oh, no.
They got a great preacher.
They do. His name's Ray Brantley. Ray Brantley is. He sure is. But no, I mean, the congregation, Wayne Dill, Jody Ritchie, good to see you guys on here tonight. You know, I get why some congregations have greeters and what they do, and that could be a great thing. But I was thinking about here, because I was evaluating that recently, because I heard somebody talking about how important the greeter is. You got to, and I was watching in our services. You don't need it.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to in churches.
Man, it just, when people come in, people are going up to them. They're talking. And I've been in congregations where, not as the preacher, but I've gone to speak at congregations where I've gone in, and I was in the building for like 5-10 minutes before somebody spoke to me.
My wife and I, traveling sometimes, would go to different congregations, and the experience is always different. Sometimes, man, they're just the most loving and kind and everything else, and we bring you in. But one time we went, and we didn't realize that they had services after, or had Bible study after services. Right. So after services, everybody takes off and goes to Bible class. And so we were like, okay, we didn't realize that. So the next time we went, we positioned ourselves as soon as service was over in the foyer, so that as people were coming out the doors, they would have to pass by us. And it was like Moses parting the Sea of Galilee. Galilee. The Red Sea.
Red Sea, yeah.
It was like Moses parting the sea. I mean, they just went right around us like we weren't even there. It's like, man. So congregations, anybody who's out there, yes, try it. That's, what did Jesus say? They will know you are my disciples.
By your love.
You love one for another, yeah.
There's one of your best ways right there to show your Christianity.
Well, in his case, maybe the greeter was running late. And everybody thought the greeter was going to take care of it. I don't know.
That's a good point, Jeff.
Just ugly.
Like you were talking about, the idea of the programming.
It doesn't need to be
stuff
programmed.
that we need to be doing anyway.
There's nothing wrong with the program. We actually have a greeters program at Margaret Street.
Yeah.
But the best part about it is people volunteer to do it because they want to.
Right.
And it's just another level of making sure that everybody is greeted and everything. I'll tell you how you can tell a friendly congregation is after the service is over and you still got a lot of people hanging out in the foyer and the auditorium and around for many minutes or half an hour or more after services. That's how you can tell you've got a loving congregation with, relationships and things like that.
Yeah, just spending time. I'll commend a congregation. I've already complimented Milestone, but Dunlap Church of Christ. Man, I tell you what, I went up there to visit on Wednesday night, and they were just fellowshipping, and it was afterwards. I it's nothing as a visiting. I'm sure when you traveled because of with mission work and all that, it's nothing for me to be one of the last ones to leave the church.
And that's great, isn't it? I love that.
I wasn't the last one to leave, and I was there for like 45 minutes. And I was like, I got to go. I'd been there since, because of the time zone change, I'd been there up since like 5 a.m. that morning. I'd been in meetings all day with Mark and Jim and been to lunch with the elders, then a meeting with the elders. And this is like 45 minutes after Bible study was over.
That's awesome.
And what I thought was kind of cool, that one of the elders is responsible for locking up. He'll lock the doors so that they lock on, and they just have to use a push bar, and he'll be like, just turn the lights off when you leave.
That's what
and he said, if they leave the lights on, I don't care. He said, I'll get them the next day, because I'm not going to rush them out. Yeah. And we were talking about the kids running around the church building, because, man, they had a ton of kids running around the church building. It was so encouraging to see. And I said, don't ever discourage that, because I said, that's a great thing to see. I mean, yeah, be careful of older people. he said, "Yeah, I get complained sometimes in the past about the children running around the church building. I'll be like, well, let's just send them to the parking lot then." And he says that normally shuts people up. Where do you want them to run around? The parking lot?
The other side of that is all right. What if we didn't have any children running
Well,
around?
and unfortunately, that's the case too many times. We discouraged children being children, and we pushed them away from the church.
Man, you need to recognize blessings that are there, and children are a blessing. And I know that can be a little bit aggravating or disconcerting a little bit to see children run around, especially when they're running through elderly and stuff like that.
I mean, there's restraint.
There is.
Certainly.
But, man, try to find a way to work with it or, or something so that.
Find a solution. Yeah,
find a solution that's good for everybody. But you need to be thankful for children in the church.
Well, I heard that growing up, 1 Timothy 3:15, knows how thou oughtest to behave thyself in the house of God.
I love that.
I mean, that's a misapplication, but you hear that sometimes.
That's awesome.
All right, I'm trying to.
That reminds me of the joke I remember of the preacher that came and knocked on the door, and he saw the car in the driveway, and the lights were on, and he knocked. Nobody ever came and answered, and so he left a note that, "Lo, I stand at the door and knock," and and so the next day at his office, he got a note back and says, "I was in the garden and you found me naked," or something like that.
Marilyn Brantley.
That's funny.
Says, don't you send Charlie to the parking lot, him and Landon Love running around after everyone has left the auditorium. And that's the thing, there's right ways to, get this thing to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.